into the basketball world, when you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Ready. White 25.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ready. Blue ready. Mike's 5-4.
On second down, Martin. And now loose football. Fumble. Martin lost it.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
Ready. Blue ready. 4 down. Check.
Working out of the gun. Winston. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Meanwhile, down in Chicago, and it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And they still need 8 yards for the first here on second down.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Set. Wide 58's the mic. Force. 58's the mic.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the...
Let's go. Blue 58. Right over there. Yeah. Blue 58. Right there. Watch QB drop.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Let's go. Blue 58. Blue.
Bridgewater now on second down. And he fires one incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down.
Move. Get ready. White 90. Everyone's got 4. White 90.
From the gun, Bridgewater. Hard throw, incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So a good snap, good hold, and that one's right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, Brandon.
Carpenter now, after the made field goal, will kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. A reminder coming up in the Sunday night game, matchup you don't see very often, a rematch of Super Bowl 18. The Raiders traveling to Washington. And then tomorrow on Monday night, we'll see the Cowboys heading to the desert to take on the Cardinals.
Former NFC East rivals.
Watch tight end. You got 4. You got 4. Ready. Blue 80.
They start the drive with Martin. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And Doug Martin, you see him there. Still down, slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Watch tight end. Tight right. Tight right. Ready. Blue 80. 4 down. 4 down.
From the gun, Winston. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Force. Kill. Get ready. Blue 58. Blue 58. Kill. Two jet. Jack. Force. 180. Wide. Get wide.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Man left. Get ready. Wait 90. 90.
On the carry, it's Cook. And the agility got him a few extra before he's taken down right at the 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you watched a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. Again, it's Cook. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Now, I can't imagine any celebrations being any bigger than your first NFL touchdown. And this rookie running back is still seeking his. He's not going to get it on that play.
The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4.
Let's go. Blue 58. Blue 58. Tiger. He's coming. We got double up.
Here's Bridgewater. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Following the interception, Winston. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
On the ground, the drive starts with Sims. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Ready. Blue ready.
Now a second down throw for Winston. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
On third down, Winston. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 15. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They've gone to the second quarter in Buffalo. The Broncos have taken the early lead. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Let's go. Wide 80. Check. Wide 80.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. Kind of running there at your own risk against that 4-3 and that big line, aren't you?
Yeah, and I don't really run it against a good 4-3 team that well because I've got to get those guys on the move a little bit. If you're a static running team, meaning you just want to run it in the middle, you may have some trouble against good defensive tackles. That's what we just saw on that play. No gain.
Strong right. Let's go. Wide 80. Hey. Wide 80. Hey, we got 4 down.
Bridgewater to throw it. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows He's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
On third down, Bridgewater. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Blue 58. We got 4. Blue 58. We got 4.
On the ground, it's Cook. And he's got room. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Double tight. Double tight. Set. Blue 58. Blue 58. 4 down. 4 down.
On play action, it's Bridgewater. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kyle Rudolph, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Around the NFL, they're in the second in Philly. And the Eagles out in front early. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Here's Carpenter now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
Hey, 4 down. Ready. 4 down. Blue 80.
Hey, watch this.
A first down throw for Winston. And Winston lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it. And that's what you don't want to do.
On the ground, Rodgers. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Double tight, double tight. Double tight.
Ready. Blue 80. 4 down. Even.
Now Jameis on second down. And his throw here's incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and it's third down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, down in Chicago, and the Steelers there out to an early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out.
Chips over here. That's overload. Ready. Check. Blue 80. Check 3. Check 3. Here we go.
Winston from the gun on third down. Oh, he almost had the rare interception. The big fella couldn't hang on, though. Incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken around the 12. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Bridgewater on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Floyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Set. Blue 58. Blue 58. Four down. Alert.
Cook. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Get ready. 180. Hey. 180. 4 down.
They run it again with Cook. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. The Vikings on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Tiger. Rush in.
To throw is Bridgewater. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. They've gone to the second quarter in Buffalo. The Broncos are continuing to pour it on. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? Well, a lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
First down, Winston. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be unable to get upfield as they take him down at the 21-yard line. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
3 down. Check three. Single. Ready. Blue, ready.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And incomplete here on third down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
180. Two jet. Two jet.
They start the drive with Cook. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Cook stripped. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. On 1st and 10, Winston. Going up top. He's got it at the 15. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Key to tight end. Ready? Hey, blue ready. Hey, we got 4.
From the red zone now, Winston. And that one falls incomplete. Try to dump it underneath. Now 2nd down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
And on 2nd and 10 now.
Double tight. Double tight.
Hey, boys, we got 4. Ready? Blue ready.
Throwing, Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And the tight end, Luke Stocker, was the target. And it's 3rd down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
They've gone to the 2nd quarter in Buffalo. The Broncos are continuing to pour it on. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Ready? Blue ready.
They'll throw again. Winston. And, oh, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the 2nd half.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll run it here. This is Rodgers. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Ready. Blue ready.
Final play of the half here. Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Terrence Newman with a pick. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Around the NFL, second quarter in Indianapolis. And it's the Browns out to the early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
First down, Bridgewater. And Rudolph has it left side. And, oh, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back, right around the 31.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Got double tight. Double tight. Let's go.
Hey,
Blue 58. Blue 58.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. The Vikings on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Let's go. Way 90. Way 90.
4 down. Check. 4 down. 4 down.
Tiger.
Line you 1-8.
Hey.
Time running out here on the play clock. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Jordan McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There was a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it 2 different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short gain.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Ready. Blue ready. 4 down. Alert.
2nd down, Winston. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, Start loosening up. I think I'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
By the way, they're into the second half now in Philadelphia on the NFL scoreboard. And the Eagles have scored again now to extend their lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
Ready. Blue ready.
Jameis to throw it. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Call it a gain of 3. And they're going to have a third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Bucs on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Single. Ready. Single.
To throw is Winston. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own football. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game, and we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
Ready. Blue ready.
Winston now to throw on first down. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. A gain of 6 there on first.
O.J. Howard's career numbers at Alabama are not going to blow you away considering his talent. But the national championship game against Clemson, the one they won, oh, my God,
yeah,
what a night he had.
That's the game that I remember from his college career. Over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. The big reason, if not the biggest reason, they won that football game. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. To throw, Winston. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
As if he didn't have enough to think about on that route, the comeback route, coming back to the football and catching it, so to make sure he toe-tapped and kept himself in bounds.
And that was spectacular, but on the comeback route, maybe a little easier to deal with the sideline since you've got better vision of it.
I think that's a great point because you should know exactly where you're going and know how much space you have and make sure you get your feet down. But, yeah, coming back to the football, I like it. Good vision.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam to the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, hello, my name is Mike.
2nd down following the run.
Hey, right, Roger.
4. Ready. Blue 8.
Winston. And a catch right side by Evans. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is to get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there? Swarming to it and not allowing that to happen. Did not let him get downfield.
The Bucs on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
4 down, 4 down. Ready. Blue 8.
Now Winston. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, I guess we're at the stage here where they wouldn't say no to any points, but I don't think field goals are what they're looking for here in the second half.
I don't either, Brandon. When you're down as much as they are, that's the sign of a head coach waving the white flag to me.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And ready now for 2nd and 9.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. Set. 180.
4 down, 4 down. Check. 4 down, 4 down.
Now Cook. And he powers his way up past the 30. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. But a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Vikings on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Get ready. Tiger. Get ready. White 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And if you're the defense and those D tackles, you like that they're trying to run the football here against your 4-3, don't you?
Yeah, because they tend to eat things up because they are so strong and physical, and especially when they play with leverage where they get lower than the offensive linemen and control them. And what I love about the good defensive tackles, they can play over the guards, they can slide and play over the center. Nobody in the offense likes that day when they have to deal with those guys.
Elsewhere, they have gone to the second half in Carolina. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Ready. Blue 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
8 yards to go here on second down.
Watch tight end. 4 down, 4 down. Let's go now. Blue 80. Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4.
From the gun, Winston. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
Ready. Blue ready. Hey. 150. Sonic. Show an egg.
Working out of the gun. Winston. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Let's go. Wide Eddie.
Hey.
Wide Eddie.
Four down.
Try to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Set. Blue 58. Hey, Blue 58. 33. Watch number 6.
A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 8.
Wide Eddie. Wide Eddie.
Kid 33. Let's go, D.
Bridgewater now. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he gets it down to the 48. Enough for the 1st. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Got his left.
Set. Wide Eddie. Wide Eddie.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
Bridgewater to throw it. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
Tight right.
Get ready. Blue 58. Blue right.
Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Let's go. Wide Eddie.
Hey.
Wide Eddie.
We got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
They'll throw again. Bridgewater lets it fly for Thielen. He's got it at the 15. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Tight on this side, boys. Tight on the left. Tight on the left. Let's go. Way 90. Way 90.
Hey, boys, we got 4. 4 down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Let's go. Blue 58.
We got 4.
Blue 58.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. That's complete right around the 8. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye.
Way 90.
4 down.
Way 90.
They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Here's Carpenter now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Tight left. Hey, 4 down. 4 ready. Down. Blue ready.
Now Rodgers. Now the ball comes loose. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Single. I got a single in the slot.
Ready. Blue ready.
Right there. Check him.
Jameis now on 1st down. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Elsewhere, they're into the 4th at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. And that is now a 2-touchdown lead for the Browns in that game. A win would be their first of the young season. Unable to connect on the 1st down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Here's Winston. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. It's been that kind of a day so far throwing the football. It just seems like nothing going right offensively.
Yeah, it's a catch that should have been made, pure and simple. And look, everything else that goes into running a good pass route, throw it all out if you don't catch the ball.
Been that kind of game throwing the football so far. Nothing going right offensively.
Watch tight end. Ready. Blue lady. Check me out. We got
On third down, Winston. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over at their own 20-yard line. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll work his way forward up to the 22. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Brandon's all about pace and tempo now for them. They've got the advantage, so I'm going to put musical terms for you. You don't want to go prestissimo. That's too quick, too lively, right? But you also don't want to slow it down too much. You don't want to go lento. What you really want to be is moderato. Nice and even, nice and steady, get those gains, and close out the game.
I think that chicken parm from last night's gone to your head. Now a run with Cook. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
36.
The play clock's running down. They run. Cook. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Double tight.
Set. Blue 58.
Hey.
Blue 58.
Four down.
Play clock winding down. They give it to the first man through. It's Felton. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
Elsewhere, they're into the fourth at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. A win would be their first of the young season. The Vikings on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5.
Two jet! Tiger! Way 90!
Check.
Way 90!
They'll need to get the play off quickly. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now, after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Here's Ryan Quigley now. He's been terrific so far. That's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll run. It's Rodgers. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down.
My 50, my 50. White 25. White. You got tight right there.
Another carry now for Rodgers. And some room to roam now. It's a foot race. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20, 10. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Jaquiz Rodgers, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bucs are able to get a score back. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Down the numbers. There he goes. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Double tight.
Get ready. Way 90. Way 90. Hey.
Second down, Bridgewater. Quick hitter here, it's complete. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. The Vikings on third down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This will be 3rd and 6.
Whip. Watch the whip.
Here's Bridgewater. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Ready. White 25.
Following the interception, Winston. His throw incomplete.
There's so much precision in an offense, especially when you're throwing the ball. And in an out route, plenty of it. How about the quarterback hitting his back foot, ball's out of his hands, receiver making his break, making his cut. He's got to time up perfectly. Not always easy to do.
Just let him a little too much.
Yeah, I remember back in the good old days, I was talking to a quarterback, and he said everything they did was on the count system. So when he took a snap, he counted in his head for certain routes, different time frames for each one, and he knew if the ball wasn't out of his hand at that point, he'd better eat it because the play was dead.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down. Fourth quarter, 2-minute warning about to hit, and it looks like they're going to get one more play in.
Be interesting to see what they try and do on this play. Do they try and take a shot, or do they just try and get to the 2-minute warning?
Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. The Bucs on third down. An almost unimaginable 0 for 10 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Let's go now.
And to give this time to the tailback. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Single. Ready. White 25. Mike's 54. Mike's 50.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Get ready. White 90. White 90.
They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Double tight.
Let's go. Blue 58.
Four down.
Blue 58.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he'll get across the 20, but only to about the 22-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down.
Let's go. White 80.
Hey.
White 80.
On 3rd down, Murray. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're...